and the Niagara Knights. Just a few moments ago, we saw the women's team go at it from and we are set to hear these starting lineups for both of these teams. First with the Niagara College Knights. Niagara College Knights a little bit off to a rough start in the opening of their season, as well as the women's team is. Right now they're 3-4 overall. Their last game that they had didn't go as planned for them, losing 90-77.
Yeah, they're tied for 5th place right now in the OCAA, and the men's team is doing really well. Same record as the women, so no, we're not repeating ourselves, but they're sitting on a 6-1 record right now with 6 back-to-back wins, and you can hear the crowd just going crazy for this starting lineup right now.
Looking to make it 7-1 are the men's Mohawk Mountaineers basketball team, and a little bit of a new addition to the crowd right now as we see the cheerleaders of Mohawk College line up the front row in the very middle. Maybe see a little bit of a halftime show later on.
I know. We actually haven't seen the Mohawk cheerleaders out yet this year, but it's Movember here at Mohawk, so it's a special day, and we are going to be judging. Of course, we'll be watching some of the great basketball skills that are going to be on display, but we're also going to be watching the mustaches on display tonight. We're going to be picking the best Mountaineer mustache.
Right now, I still say the referee. If he's even here. No, they're new refs. No. Okay, that mustache is gone.
This guy's scored a pretty good one.
It is good. It is good. But you know what? Malakandov right now. Sporting not only the mustache, but the whole beard.
Yeah.
Whole beard.
That's pretty good, you know? It's like he's going all out for November.
I see both teams getting ready to take the floor here.
Mustaches aside, it's time for some seriousness now.
From the warm-ups, both these teams look pretty amped up for this game tonight, especially that close game that the women just had. Some of the effects from that game might trickle down into this one. We'll take a look as the first quarter is about to start. Taylor Dalhanic winning the tip-off for the Mountaineers. Matt Saval with a nice find at Sikutini underneath the net, almost picked away. O.J. Watson, nice find all the way inside to Matt Fennell. Andrew Sikutini, nice pass. Matt Fennell from three-point range. Off the rim, Matt Fennell almost got his own rebound. But the Knights now with the number 35, Delroy Grandison for the Niagara Knights. Trayvon Ash now with the ball for the Knights. Nice shot there by Trayvon, who's a standout player in this Niagara Knights team. In the last game against Humber, Trayvon put up 24 points for his team and has been able to put up double digits in every single game for this Niagara team so far this season.
Pretty impressive stuff.
So we'll see if he can be a big difference maker for them as this game rolls along. Travel being called on Niagara. Number 22, Aaron Chapman, got caught there. O.J. Watson getting ready to inbound all the way to Dalhanic, who in the last home game that Mohawk had was a huge difference for their team, not only offensively, but defensively as well, as Matt Saval puts up 3 points for his team there, the first points of the game for the Mountaineers. As I was saying, Taylor Dalhanic had a big game last game here at home, scoring 17 points and getting 12 rebounds, as well as see Trayvon Ash getting the 2 points there, plus a bonus as he heads to the line to try to make this a three-point play for the Niagara Knights.
Well, we've talked about the great streak that this Mohawk men's team is on right now, and they're doing really well, but it hasn't been easy for them. They've actually had a bit of a slow start in November, in the November games, and the coach actually said it's something they've really got to work on in the warm-up, is picking the mojo up and getting that energy going, and I think they did that tonight. That you saw them really focusing on high energy in that warm-up.
And as you saw right there, Matt Fennell making the quick transition in the paint, getting another 2 points, and Matt Fennell right now this season has been outstanding for the Mohawk Mountaineers team.
Living up to every expectation and exceeding it. is exactly what Matt Fennell is doing.
Matt Savall put it up the shot, and O.J. Watson able to throw it down. The alley-oop.
Loves that one.
Every single game I call for this team, I always want to see O.J. Watson or Kojo Afari fly, and it's always nice to see him fly. O.J. Watson throwing it into Taylor Dalhanic. Usually you don't see Taylor Dalhanic bringing it in, but quite a few times he's done that so far tonight. And number 22 got caught there with a little push on Sikutini. OJ will now inbound. OJ Watson, nice find all the way to the other side to Matt Fennell. Decides to put it up for 2 and gets that shot to go.
Matt Fennell's mustache is pretty impressive too. He might be a contender. It's hard to tell because he's blonde, but.
Almost nice finish there by Trayvon Ash. Couldn't get it to go. Matt Fennell being found once again. Nice pass inside to Sikutini and a beautiful finish underneath the boards. You know, this last game that Mohawk had, they really showed their dominance against other teams in this league, winning 114-55 against Cambrian not too long ago, which is impressive, and we'll see if that momentum can carry into this game as well tonight. See Niagara trying to find their way inside, just a few moments left on the shot clock. Shot clock violation being called on Niagara.
Yeah, like you mentioned, Kevin, this Mohawk men's team is really coming into their own. I think they're just clicking now that they have a couple games under their belt. And this team had huge expectations coming into this season after their success last year. So, again, living up to those expectations.
And we'll take another look at that alley-oop play made by Savall, who set the pick there, and O.J. Watson able to finish it off.
I don't think the replay does that play justice because it was crazy to see that live in here. The fans went wild.
We saw a little bit of a Jordan-esque fly there by O.J. Watson on that alley-oop play as Niagara tries to rebound here for their team and coming out of this timeout.
So we were talking about Matt Fennell a little bit there at the start of the game, and he is sitting at #1 in the nation out of all Canadian basketball players right now for most points per game. So he has 216 points in 7 games played, and he's averaging 30.9 points a game, which is absolutely insane.
That is crazy. I'm at a loss for words on that one. 216 points in 7 games.
In 7 games, averaging basically 40 points a game.
Not bad.
And he makes it look easy, you know?
He gets a lot of points underneath the paint, for sure. And we've seen that quite a bit so far tonight, but he can also shoot from 3-point range as well. Andrew Sikutini with the ball. Nice find inside to Matt Fennell. Rolled off the fingertips, though, of the Niagara player, number 11, Tyrell Rogers.
Well, when you're scoring 40 points a game, you can shoot from anywhere, really.
Yeah, true. His percentages are off the charts everywhere on the floor. And Matt Fennell, nice pass to Sikutini. Nice find all the way outside to Matt Savall, who puts it up for 3, which is a big difference maker in the women's game. And we'll see if it's a big difference maker in the men's game as well. I know there's quite a few 3-point shooters on the Mohawk team. Let's see if there's a few 3-point shooters on the Niagara team, as we saw right there. Nice finish by number 22, Aaron Chapman, from a 3-point range. Taylor Dalhanic just throwing himself on the inside there, trying to finish off that play. Draws the foul, but is limping a little bit on that leg.
We're going to see Mohawk's effectiveness at the foul line again, something that really made a difference in the women's game.
Dalhanic missing his first shot. Misses his second as well, but Matt Fennell right there for the rebound and saves his teammate there. Gets the 2 points off the free throw there. Number 11 now with it. Tyrell Rogers able to finish it there. Nice play by Niagara. But a quick transition to the other side. Last off of, not too sure who yet. Last off of Mohawk. Jeff Hunt making his way in for Dalhannock as he limps off to the bench here. A lot of injuries being seen on the Mohawk side of things tonight, especially in that women's game.
Yeah, we talked about the effectiveness of our Mohawk trainers, though, and that stands true for this men's game as well.
Nice finish there by Niagara. Jeff Hunt, quick inbound to Matt Saval to OJ Watson. So I try to reset play here as Niagara's been on a little bit of a run here, making their way back up on the board. Andrew Ciccottini putting up that 2-pointer in and out of the rim. Niagara now with the ball. Number 13, Trayvon Ash. As he draws the foul, making his way inside. Jeff Hunt drawing the foul.
Trayvon Ash is leading the Niagara team right now with points per game, so he's averaging 20.6 points per game, which is pretty impressive.
Definitely an eye-opener and could be a big difference in this game against the Mohawk Mountaineers. As he is at the foul line, and he makes his first shot. And he makes his second as well. And a substitution being called here for Niagara. Number 3 coming in, Mark Lemos. For Niagara. See Kojo Afari now in the fray. Sorry, excuse me, Lamar Barr now in the fray for the Mountaineers. Number 32 with the ball. That's finding Jeff Hunt. 10 seconds to work with Patrick Ivoroni now on the floor as well, who makes a big 3-point play for the Mohawk Mountaineers. Number 11, Tyrell Rogers now with it. Nice pass back outside to number 22 from 3-point range, where he's had success earlier tonight. Almost a picked off pass there by Trayvon Ash. Matt Fennell from 3-point range himself, trying to show what he's worth from there, but misses the shot. Lamar Barr trying to get that rebound, but into the hands of the Mohawk mascot there on the sidelines.
He wanted to show his moves, I think.
He's been showing his moves quite a lot tonight. Matt Fennell, nice picked off from the inbound to Ciccottini. Couldn't finish it off there, rolled out of the rim. An unlucky shot there by Ciccottini. Trayvon Ash now with it. Nice pass on the inside, number 33, whether he meets 3 Mohawk defenders underneath the boards there. Patrick Ivoroni, quick transition to the other side. Matt Fennell from way downtown 3. Ciccottini trying to pick up that rebound. And draws the foul. Niagara will regain possession here. Tyrell Rogers inbounding all the way to the end. Number 3, Jeff Hunt trying to pick off that pass from the inbound. Almost jumps right into my lap, as well as Sherry's.
You wanted to get in the game there, I think.
Not that way. Niagara now with the number 3, Mark Lemos. 4:18 left in this first quarter. Number 22 with it now, Aaron Chapman. Trayvon Ash trying to throw it up for 3. Lamar Barr trying to make a quick transition there with Fennell all the way to the other end and gets that shot to go. Beautiful work by the Mohawk Mountaineers. Number 3, Mark Lemos now with it, trying to dance his way around Patrick Ivoroni, who's just as quick.
Well, it's good to see number 32, Lamar Barr, getting some court time and doing really well with it for this Mohawk team. He's only played in 5 games so far this season, averaging about 1.8 points a game. So he's really going to be pumping his stats a little bit here tonight.
It's nice to see him getting some time on the floor, getting some experience, and a nice turnover there. Patrick Ivoroni all over that. Getting 2 points on the board for the Mountaineers, taking advantage of that turnover by the mistake from Niagara. Niagara now with the number 7 for Niagara. Laquan Hilton with it in. A beautiful three-pointer made there by Tyrell Rogers. LeBar Barr now with it, making his way back down the other end. Nice find inside to Matt Fennell, who couldn't quite finish off the play there. Will now head to the line for a possible 2 points. Lamar Barr getting some coaching on the sidelines here from head coach Brian Jonker as well as Patrick Ivoroni. Fennell makes his first shot.
Well, like we said, it's important for these rookies to get time on the court and to get that instruction from their coach, because it's only so many years that guys like Matt Fennell, Patrick Ivoroni can be running the court, and then these young guys have to step up and take their place.
And Mohawk definitely has a deep bench as well on their side. And we'll see some of those players trickle into this game as it moves along. Patrick Ivoroni trying to use his speed and quickness there to get in between that pass. It was a little bit too late, but quickly makes his way back defensively. It's a great matchup between Patrick Ivoroni and number 3, Mark Lemos from Niagara. As Niagara tried to put up a three-point play there. Couldn't quite get it to go. Number 4 on the floor now. Tristan Broomfield for Niagara. Number 7 now with a quick transition to the other end. Number 22 try to put it up for 3. Jeff Hunt with the rebound. Patrick Ivoroni, nice cross-court pass all the way to Cicatini, back out to Jeff Hunt. Throws up for 3 and gets it to go. Almost runs right into the ref, but gets back to the other end quickly from that three-pointer. High-paced game so far in the first quarter of play between these two teams. Nice dance around the defender there, Cicatini, and a beautiful floater by Niagara. Ivoroni now with the quick transition as well to Jeff Hunt. Back out to Ivoroni from three-point range, who puts it down. A little bit of a hard foul there, I believe, made. On Mohawk, as some substitutions will come in for both teams. Kojo Afari and OJ Watson heading onto the floor.
Well, it seems that the men's team is able to stay pretty healthy so far this year. I mean, that was a big theme last game, just our women really struggling to stay on the court and stay healthy, but it seems the men are doing that pretty successfully, which could be why they're being so successful going into the break here.
Which is nice to see, especially later on in the new year. The OCAA championships being held here at Mohawk College, and this men's team being in the fray of that as well. So far a good start for them.
Absolutely.
Jeff Hunt from the defender there, wide open, was number 35 for the Knights. Almost swatted away there by the Knights. Ivoroni, though, keeping his composure, heading all the way inside, able to keep balance, flying his way through, and was able to draw a contact there, and he will head to the line now for a possible 2-point play.
Cannot believe the speed on that guy. I thought he was going to go right into the back wall there.
I thought he was going to trip up and fall for sure and take a hard spill, but able to keep his balance. Ivoroni makes his first shot. A minute 44 left in this first quarter. Mohawk leading the fray by 10 points, 28-18 for Mohawk. Ivoroni makes his second shot. It's inbound, Niagara. Number 4 on the floor, Tristan Broomfield, as well as number 35, Delroy Granson for the Niagara Knights. Jeff Hunt right in front of number 7. Not really a good matchup there. Size difference for sure. Jeff Hunt fighting hard. Number 7 now with it once again. Laquan Hilton. Nice find, number 4. Tried to put up the floater. Jeff Hunt, but right there, though, for the rebound. Patrick Ivoroni picks up that pass. Heads all the way inside. And a blocking foul being called on Niagara that will send Ivoroni to the line again for a possible 2 points. And just to put into perspective there, just a few seconds ago, number 7 stands at 5'8" from Niagara as Ivoroni makes his first shot.
That's only a little bit taller than me.
And it's true.
With my heels on, we could be the same height.
And Jeff Hunt, who's in front of him blocking that shot, is 6'6". So this probably change up that matchup a little bit. Yeah. Able to make that block for sure. Oh, and a nice finish there. Nice save. Number 35, Delroy Granson for Niagara. And Ivoroni a little bit overzealous on that pass. Matt Fennell couldn't keep up with it. Went out of bounds. Niagara will look to take advantage here of this turnover by Mohawk. Laquan Hilton now with the ball for Niagara. Despite his size, he is very quick on the floor, darting around defenders, and a big three-point play there by number 4, Tristan Broomfield of Niagara. Nice find all the way underneath the boards. Kojo Afari, and a big block there by number 33, Lawrence McNeil of Niagara, and they look to take advantage once again. Nice floater. Made that shot. Number 7, Laquan Hilton for Niagara, and a quick transition. Matt Fennell couldn't roll off the fingertips quite right there. Niagara so far on a little bit of a run here. Number 7, beautiful shot. Laquan Hilton once again.
He may be short, but he can shoot and he can run.
It's kind of silenced the crowd a little bit here, including the bench. Jeff Hunt from way downtown 3, trying to put it up last second. Niagara at the end of the quarter there making a nice run. Now the scoring line a little bit shorter. Mohawk still leads this game 31-27. But at one point they were ahead on the boards by 10 points.
Well, the David Braley Athletic Center is certainly the place to be tonight in Hamilton, Ontario, as fans continue to stream through the door for our Movember night. And if you bring a non-perishable food item, you can donate it to the Mohawk Food Bank. Also, we're giving away prizes for whoever shows the most school spirit. So far, I think the cheerleaders are winning that category, but
a little bit, I don't know if they could win. Actually, you know what? Where's that bird? Oh, he's outside. Never mind.
Well, the school mascot doesn't count. I mean, he has to have school spirit.
It's true.
But it's a great crowd, great turnout. Probably the best I've seen so far this year.
Yeah, same here. Great night for a good cause.
There's one of the referees sporting his Mo on the far right.
Sporting it pretty well. Not bad.
I'm going to be interviewing the Mohawk Mountaineer that has the best mustache at halftime. What do you think I should ask him? Mustache care questions?
I think so for sure, but I think you need it. I think you have quite a pick, though, in that group over there.
I know. That's the thing. They're making my job hard.
You see the cheerleaders here putting on a little bit of a show for the crowd in between the timeout. First time we've seen the Mohawk cheerleaders out at a game.
Yeah, they look good. They look great, though.
Yeah. I like the little bow in the hair there. It's nice.
It's nice, yeah. You should get one.
Really?
Yeah.
You think I'd pull it off?
I think you could. I really do.
We'll find out later, maybe. As both teams take the floor here after the timeout, we'll see if Niagara can keep up the momentum that they're gaining right now, and if Mohawk can possibly rally back. See some new additions on the floor for Mohawk coming back. Ryan Hersky, number 44 on the floor. Mar Barr, O.J. Watson, Kojo Afari, and Andrew Sicutini. Fennell and Ivoroni and Dowhannick taking a seat for now. Looking to see if these new matchups will make the difference for Mohawk. Number 7 now with it. Laquan Hilton for Niagara, number 35 now with it. Delroy Grant's a nice find inside, number 44, a little bit thrown off balance O.J. Watson picked off that pass but went out of bounds with it. See the head coach of Niagara calling out the line from the inbound, trying to throw off Mohawk a little bit. Deep inbound pass. Only a few moments left to work with. And a beautiful shot made off the rim there. Lamar Barr tried to throw it up to Kojo Afari there. Andrew Cicatini try to save that shot, but it's no avail. And now Niagara will look to take advantage on the other end. As you hear the Mohawk cheerleaders encouraging their team as this game goes.
It's great. I love having the cheerleaders here.
Nice.
Pumping the crowds up.
And another man pumping up the crowds is O.J. Watson from that,
That's true.
from that layup. First points on the board for Mohawk coming back into the second quarter here. A little trip up underneath the boards here between both teams. Brian Hersky getting tripped up with two players from Niagara. Substitution being made, number 11, Tyrell Rogers coming on the floor. And we've seen him make some big plays in the first quarter, as well as number 22 heads back on the floor as well. Aaron Chapman for Niagara. As a full court press now being made here by Niagara, at least against O.J. Watson and Lamar Barr here. Brian Hersky tried to set up a pick there. Cicatini trying to find his open man. Finds O.J. Watson all the way to the other end. Lamar Barr wide open there. Looks to find his way inside and draws the foul going in. At a perfect moment as well, as they only had 5 seconds left to work with on the shot clock. Substitution being made. Aiden coming in for Niagara. As Lamar Barr is at the line getting ready to throw up some free throws. And he makes his first, and he's pretty pumped about that first shot.
Well, he's got to get used to shooting in front of loud crowds, like you said. Championships are coming right here in Mohawk in the spring, so
especially with all these
there's
cameras
going to be
around.
lots more. Yeah.
And a quick transition after Lamar Barr missed his second shot. Rebounded their own shot, did Niagara. Right back to number 14, who felt the touch there from three-point range, couldn't get it to go. Number 14, Levi Makuna for Niagara. Lamar Barr now has the ball back to Kojo Afari, who finishes it off there. Nice play by Mohawk and a finish by Kojo. Trayvon Ash now back on the floor for Niagara. Let's see if he can put up some points here for his team. Nice three-pointer there, a little overzealous on the shot. Brian Hersky getting the rebound underneath the boards. Lamar Barr heading his back, way back down the court with the ball. Andrew Cicatini underneath the boards. Brian Hersky fighting for it. Couldn't get to go. Back and forth action being made by these two teams. Kojo Afari with the rebound. Lamar Barr now with it. Back to O.J. Watson. Nice find to Kojo Afari right underneath the net off the glass. Nice layup. Defense there a little bit slow, and I think you can see Niagara kind of tiring a little bit in some of their players. Trayvon Ash trying to find his way in. Off the glass a little bit too hard.
Well, that's one of the things that this Mohawk team does so well is their stamina and their speed. You have guys like Patrick Ivoroni, Andrew Cicatini. Feels like those guys could run all night long and just not tire themselves out whatsoever. So they definitely use that to their advantage when they play teams who maybe have a short bench or don't have as much depth on their bench that this Mohawk team has to offer.
Mohawk sure likes to set the pace in this game, and right now Niagara, it seems like they're having a little bit of trouble keeping up with the pace that Mohawk is setting.
Well, well, Mohawk certainly does a good job of setting that pace and keeping with it, despite what the other team thinks of it. Just last weekend, they had a 110-59 victory over Cambrian, with, of course, Matt Fennell scoring 22 points and 7 rebounds on the night, which doesn't surprise us. No. But the fact that they can get that lead and run away with it and not slow their pace down really shows the character and integrity of this team.
Which is something that head coach Brian Johnson really wanted to work with his team, and so far so good, as you see in the score line there.
That's
pretty
sure.
big difference. Able to keep up with the pace that they set even later on into the third and fourth quarters of the game. See both teams heading back on the floor. Mohawk will have possession here on the inbound. Lamar Barr bringing it in to Matt Saval. Matt Saval and Matt Fennell now on the floor for Mohawk. Nice find to Andrew Cicatini underneath the boards, and a big block by number 33, Lawrence McNeil. Number 5 now with it for Niagara, slowing the pace down a little bit. Number 22 back to number 14. Back to Trayvon Ash, who finds his way easily inside, but off the hand of a Mohawk defender, rolled off the glass, but a beautiful finish by Lawrence McNeil for Niagara. Matt Saval, a quick little dance there with the ball. Matt Saval, another one of those quick players that Mohawk has, and Andrew Cicatini, nice finish underneath the boards with the feed from Saval. Number 14 tried to dance around there and gets the shot to go. Levi Makuna for Niagara. Beautiful finish. Matt Saval now with it. 6:03 left in the second quarter. Matt Fennell, nice find underneath the boards to Andrew Cicatini, but a big block once again by Niagara by number 33, Lawrence McNeil. So far he's been a big difference maker underneath the boards defensively for Niagara, and a big three-pointer made by Trayvon Ash, number 13 for Niagara. That's a ball, nice pass to Lamar Barr. Almost a backcourt violation there for a few seconds, but Lamar Barr quickly making his way over the line, and a little bit of a hard spill there on number 14 of Niagara. So right back up. And Andrew Cicatini will take a seat, and Jeff Hunt will come into the game, and a timeout being called by Mohawk here.
Well, as you can see, the score is getting a little bit closer again, so good call by head coach Brian Jonkers. Kind of bring the boys back down, get them back on the same page, and really make a push to extend that lead before half so they can come back into the second half here tonight, sitting comfortably for their 7th straight win, hopefully. We've got lots going on in 5 minutes for the halftime show here at Mohawk College. I'm going to be speaking and revealing, I guess, the best Movember beard and mustache on the team. So that's going to be happening. And then, of course, we have our Mohawk cheerleaders hitting the dance floor. And we're going to be giving out prizes to all the people in the crowd who we think are showing some good school spirit.
So far, I'm seeing a lot of it, right? A lot of dance moves
pretty
being
impressive
shown
here tonight at Mohawk.
And you know what? Even some of the sorry, excuse me, not Humber, Niagara, a women's team from the basketball team sitting in the crowd, drinking a nice booster juice drink, having a good time.
I mean, you really got to give a shout out to the people up in the Mohawk gym, though. They're the ones really that deserve the credit. They're not only working out, but also catching some Mohawk basketball. So
perfect view.
Win-win situation, yeah. Really.
As we reset play here from the timeout, Niagara with possession, number 5 with the ball for Niagara now. And as you see, Taylor Dalhanic back on the floor for Mohawk as well. Nice dance around move by Trayvon Ash, but Jeff Hunt right there to pick up the ball. Matt Saval now with it. And a pull-up 3 Couldn't get it to go right off the tip of the rim there. Number 14 now with it. Levi Makuna. And a beautiful, I was going to say finish there, but rolled right off the rim. Matt Savall picking it up. Nice dance around Trayvon Ash there. Oh, and a little miscommunicated pass there between Savall and Lamar Barr. Rolled off the fingertips and out of bounds. A little bit too close to each other there for that play. Number 14 now with it, Levi Makuna. Back to Trayvon Ash, back to number 4, Tristan Broomfield, who decided to put it up from way downtown 3. Matt Fennell picks it up, though, easily to Savall, who was almost picked off there in that pass by Trayvon Ash, but Savall able to hold on to it. Matt Fennell now with it, decided to try to put it down from way downtown 3 himself. Couldn't get it to go. Matt Fennell having a little bit of a trouble from 3-point range tonight.
Yeah, not like him to be missing those ones, but even Superman has off nights, right?
A little bit of a kryptonite.
Yeah.
Matt Savall driving his way hard into the basket. And a possible 3-point play here for Mohawk and Matt Savall as he heads to the line for the possible extra point. And he makes that shot. Number 35, Delroy Granson now coming in for Niagara. And he will set to inbound. As you see, his hand is a little wrapped up there. We'll see if that affects his game as the second quarter rolls along, and the rest of this game as well. Number 4 now with it, Tristan Broomfield, back to Trayvon Ash. Beautiful shot there, but picked off by Lamar Barr. Almost loses control there, tries to find the open man. Finds Matt Savall from downtown 3-point range. Couldn't get it to go, picked off by Niagara. And Mohawk quickly coming down the other end, but Trayvon Ash right there from 3-point range, able to get it to go.
Matt Fennell getting into a little bit of a confrontation here.
And the referee's talking it over. See what happened there, who could be the voice of reason. Matt Fennell saying he was holding on to his arm.
Coach is getting into it now with the referee over here.
Who needs to be careful. We've seen coaches get fouled out of the game before. Maybe not Brian Jonker, but definitely coaches have been fouled out of games in previous games before.
He seems to be getting talked down by the assistant coaches here.
Cooler heads will prevail on the Mohawk bench.
That's what they say.
Dalhanic will take a seat, and Sikutini will come in, and Matt Fennell still on the floor for his team. I thought he took a seat, but still on the floor. Vital parts of this team, LeVar Barr driving all the way down to the basket, and Sikutini able to finish off that play, and another possible 3-point play for Mohawk.
Well, this is exactly what we said they needed to do before halftime here. Make that gap in the score, and they're definitely doing that.
And I think they're starting to slowly, as Sikutini makes that shot, get in the heads a little bit of Niagara. As I saw, like from the line there, some of the players from Niagara holding their heads down a little bit, so possibly getting in their heads as the game moves along.
Well, it's just as much of a mental game as it is a physical game. Second you let another team in your head, it's kind of over.
Lamar Barr with it to Jeff Hunt. Nice cross-court pass to Ivaroni. Jeff Hunt with it, puts it up, couldn't get it to go, gets his own rebound, drives his way inside, and a beautiful finish. I don't know who got the shot there, either Sikutini with the tap or Jeff Hunt with the throw, but either way, 2 points on the board for Mohawk. Number 7, Laquan Hilton with a nice pass. He looked a little lost there for a second, trying to find the open man. Trayvon Ash now with it. Back out to number 22, forcing down the shot clock. Had to put something up there. Sikutini tried to save that. Still went out of bounds, but he didn't touch it before it went out of bounds, so he's good. Mohawk now has possession. Patrick Ivaroni now with it for Mohawk. Matt Fennell. Nice find to Jeff Hunt. To Sikutini, who drives his way underneath the boards. Gets his own rebound there and finishes it off.
The crowd held their breath for that one.
Was left on the tip there for a little while before it finally rolled in. Niagara trying to find a comeback play for that, and Laquan Hilton, beautiful floater and a finish. 1:55 left in the second quarter as we see Lamar Barr taking a seat for the time being. O.J. Watson heading back on the floor, and the head coach is giving him some encouraging words as he comes back. And O.J. Watson, as soon as he comes on the floor, tries to fly. And he does, but he doesn't
He does fly, that's
make
true.
anything of it. Trayvon Ash now with it, making his way in. Jeff Hunt got his hand on the ball, blocked that shot. And Mohawk will gain possession. Ivaroni now with it, but stripped away. Trayvon Ash with it. Couldn't finish it though, and Jeff Hunt from behind swats the ball out of the hands of Niagara, out of bounds, which was the right call to make there. Aaron Chapman throwing in for Niagara. Pick and roll there by Niagara, but to no avail, didn't really make anything of it there. Number 4 decides to put it up from three-point range. O.J. Watson gets the rebound. Patrick Ivaroni slowly but surely making his way down the court and is able to finish from one end to the other. Beautiful layup and finish by Ivaroni. Laquan Hilton now with it for Niagara. Aaron Chapman back to number 4, Tristan Broomfield. Back to Trayvon Ash. 7 seconds left to work with on the shot clock. And Ivaroni stripped the ball away from him, went out of bounds. Fan having a little bit of fun with the ball there before he handed it to the ref. Aaron Chapman will throw it in once again to Trayvon Ash, who has little time to work with that ball. Puts it up, but a nice rebound there by number 33. And a nice floater. Lawrence McNeil, beautiful finish by Niagara. Patrick Ivaroni with it. He tried to slow down the play a little bit with only a few moments left in the second quarter. Patrick Ivaroni, Andrew Sikutini from three-point range. Couldn't get enough behind that shot. Matt Fennell trying to fight for the ball. O.J. Watson picks it up. Gets a little trip up there. And a full court press being called by Niagara for the last 21.8 seconds. Excuse me, a full court press being made by Mohawk, and Niagara will slow down the play a little bit here for the final few moments. Laquan Hilton trying to end this first half on a good note for his team. 5 seconds left to work with, and O.J. Watson quickly fouls him as he tries to make his way in. And he will head to the line for 2. Aaron Chapman throwing it in instead of going to the foul line, and he will throw up a final shot. Andrew Sikutini catching the ball there. And so far, a great game between these two teams. And we'll take another look at some of the moments here in this game. That beautiful alley-oop play. Nice feed from Matt Saval to O.J. Watson. Matt Fennell right now quietly having a great game. So is Patrick Ivaroni, quickly making his way to the other end of the floor from end to end. He's been quite the difference maker for Mohawk tonight. And see Jeff Hunt putting up a big three-pointer as they needed in this game. Right now, Mohawk leads this game 52-41. And in just a few moments, we will see Sherry talking with
from the Mohawk Mountaineers team. Thanks for talking with me.
No problem. Glad to be here.
So you're the winner of our best mow. I gotta ask, what's the secret to the mow grow?
Well, there's some beard oil out there that actually helps you grow your beard. That is my secret. It's only been a month and a half, and it's been a long month and a half. But for sure, it's the beard oil and a good, healthy diet.
Well, there you go. Now everyone at home will know how to grow a nice mow. As for the basketball, good game so far for you guys. A healthy lead going into the second half. What's going to be your focus for the rest of the game here?
Our focus for the next game is to get more energy. We have to come out with a lot of energy, that's for sure. We're going to try and get a lot more stops. Our defensive end's got to definitely step it up, and we're definitely going to score a lot more points if we do that.
Thanks so much for speaking with me. Hopefully we'll see that mow in action in the second half.
You definitely will. Thanks.
Thanks. Stay tuned right here. We have a lot of action happening in the second half, and of course our halftime show. Be sure to enjoy that.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Deep Park Center here at Mohawk College for the second half of this game between the men's Mohawk Mountaineers team and the men's Niagara Knights team. So far, a very intense first half between these two teams. Right now, Mohawk getting the better of things, leading the game by 11 points, 52-41 for Mohawk.
Yeah, it's been a great game so far, and we are celebrating November here at the Mohawk College gym. And what did you think? Did you approve of my pick for the best mow on the Mountaineers team?
Yosef Malakandov. That's a beautiful choice. That man has a beautiful beard.
Yes, and he even gave us some tips of some mow grow tips.
Yeah, what was it again?
Beard oil.
I didn't even know there was such a thing.
I should have asked him where to pick some up.
Beard oil. I'm going to ask him after.
Now you know.
That's true. As gameplay resumes here for the second half, Lamar Barr, beautiful dance around the defender there. Oh, and number 3 jumping up high there. Mark Lemos getting it out of the hands of Andrew Sicutini. And now Niagara with the ball. By the way, big size difference there too. Lemos 5'11", Sicutini 6'7". So getting it out of the hands of that big man was quite the task for that Niagara player there. Andrew Sicutini tried to save the ball for his team. Went out of bounds. And O.J. Watson will now inbound for the Mountaineers. A lot of big exclamation marks in that first half coming back into the second, especially the three-point shooting of Niagara College compared to Mohawk.
Unbelievable. Niagara College was able to put up 18 points from the three-point line in the first half, and Mohawk only 9. So they doubled the points from outside, and clearly that's the route they need to take in this game to get back on the board and back within close distance here, because they can shoot from out there.
Except despite the big gap there from three-point range, especially from there, but couldn't quite get the shot off. Mohawk still somehow leads this game and outshot them in the first and second quarter, although just not by that much, but still outshot them a little bit.
And you know, Kevin, we were saying there at the intermission that it's really unlike Mohawk to not be able to drain those from outside, especially guys like Matt Fennell and Patrick Ivoroni. We've seen them miss a couple tonight, which is a bit uncharacteristic of them. So perhaps just an off night for them from out there.
Might bring it up the second half, possibly. And a foul being called there on Mohawk. I believe referees discussing it over.
Both coaches on their feet looking ready to fight this one, whatever the call is.
I'm pretty sure the call might have been a backcourt violation, but it might have been a late call. Referee didn't see it, but another one from down there possibly could have and made the late call.
Well, speaking of fouls, Mohawk put up 11 points from the throw line, and Niagara only had 3. So again, like we saw in the women's game, just a very disciplined Mohawk team when getting those opportunities on those free throws.
And are able to capitalize on them as well.
Absolutely.
Which is a big difference. And see the referee still discussing it over with Brian Jonker. And he's still questioning the call of that play, as you see.
He's got to know everything. Make sure that the right calls are being made for his team.
As Niagara now inbounds. Trayvon Ash with the ball. Nice find inside, but went back out. Saw Sikutini was underneath the board there. A little bit of size difference. Thought he'd wait it out, possibly for a better shot. Tried to go for that one. Couldn't get it to go. Lamar Barr, quick transition to the other side to O.J. Watson. Nice find of Jeff Hunt to Matt Fennell underneath the board. And slapped out of bounds, but last touching a Mohawk player. Niagara will take the advantage here. Number 22 inbounding Aaron Chapman for Niagara. Now with number 3 Mark Lemos. Back to Trayvon Ash. Matt Fennell right in front of him. Trayvon Ash able to get the shot off right off the glass. Lamar Barr now taking it up the floor for Mohawk. Trying to find somebody. Great defense so far by Niagara. Nice find to Sikutini right off underneath the board. O.J. Watson getting called with the foul there. Niagara will gain possession. As you were saying earlier before, some of these players may be having an off night. Usually you see Matt Fennell with a bigger, with more points on the board than he usually does, but right now only from that first half only scoring 10 points.
Yeah, he's usually sitting at somewhere between 20 to 30 points a game. So for him to be at only 10 after the first half is a bit unlike him, but hey, 10 points in the first half in an off night, I'll take it.
Yeah, for sure. And see one of the players there, number 11.
Trayvon.
Tyrell Rogers kind of jumping into the cheerleaders there. A little bit of a scare for them.
Yeah, they're getting more than they anticipated in those front rows there.
Needs to look out a little bit. Jeff Hunt drove his way inside, got the shot off, drew the contact, and will now head to the line for 2. Substitution being made. Delroy Granson coming in for Niagara. But a big difference maker in this game for Mohawk has been Andrew Sikutini. Only scored 9 points, but right now has 7 rebounds and 2 block shots in this game.
Yeah, he's just such a solid player for Mohawk and sitting second on the team for points per game with 15.9 average points per game. So again, one of those guys that they just really look to get them on the board and secure their lead.
And is also a bonus defensively as well for this Mohawk team, which is something they need right now against this Niagara team, as they've been offensively a little bit on a roll here, and Mohawk struggling a little bit defensively and offensively as well. Jeff Hunt now with the ball, puts it up. Couldn't get it to go though. O.J. Watson with the rebound right back to Jeff Hunt. Underneath the board to Matt Fennell. And Matt Fennell right underneath the board has got 2 points and a possible 3-point play here as well.
He is just so good. Makes it look easy from underneath the basket like that with someone all over him. And he was 4 for 4 the first half for his free throws, so.
Now 5 for 5.
There's another one right there.
Trayvon Ash with it now. Back to number 3, Mark Lemos. Back to number 11, back to number 3. Great passing here, Trayvon Ash has the ball for Niagara. Great perimeter defense though by Mohawk, forcing the shot clock to run down. And the contact being drawn there, number 33 will head to the line, Lawrence McNeil for the Knights. His first time at the free throw line here tonight in this game. We'll see how he does as he puts up his first shot, and he makes it.
Still hearing a couple cheers from the crowd there. The Niagara women's team supporting their male counterparts.
They can get pretty loud.
Yeah, I mean, I can hear them from all the way over here.
Patrick Ivoroni now with the ball for Mohawk. O.J. Watson now with it. Nice floater. Jumped right in. Got the contact there. And Niagara will now gain possession off that turnover. Number 35 inbounding Delroy Granson. Back to Trayvon Ash, who's been a big difference maker in the first half for Niagara, scoring 11 points, going 3 from 3, like you said, from free throw range, and 2 for 5 from three-point range. So a big difference maker as number 11 decides to put it up from three-point range and gets it to go. And now he is now 3 for 4 from three-point range tonight in this game. Matt Fennell rolled right off the glass there, didn't go in. Jeff Hunt right there
Nice
to make
look.
the save.
Nice look by Sicatini on that one.
Delroy Granson now, nice picked off pass by OJ. Couldn't capitalize on it though, rolled off his fingers out of bounds. Delroy throwing it back into Trayvon. Back to Trayvon with it now. Thought about putting it up from 3. Decided against the number 11 now with it. 6 seconds left to work with. Trayvon Ash puts it up from 3. Right off the side, and Niagara sneaks right in there. Past the defense of Mohawk and gets the 2 points to go, and a little bit slow defensively on the other end. Matt Fennell able to capitalize on that opportunity. Gets 2 points to go.
You can't be slow against this Mohawk team. They'll make you pay for it.
Well, Andrew Sicatini right there to block that shot, but Trayvon Ash able to draw the contact there. And a substitution being made. O.J. Watson taking a seat, and Matt Sicatini, brother of Andrew Sicatini, will now take the floor, and the brotherly duo are now on the floor for Mohawk.
Gotta love these sibling teammate relationships we've been seeing on the court tonight.
We saw one from Niagara, and Mohawk has one, but unfortunately Rochelle Abella on the bench, but still.
Lots of proud parents in the stands, I'm sure.
And Trayvon Ash missing his second shot there. Ivoroni with the ball, quickly making his way down the floor. And he puts it up for 3 and gets it to go.
Looks like he's feeling it in the second half from outside.
Patrick Ivoroni led the scoreboards for his team with 11 points from that first half. Continuing that trend so far in the second. Trayvon Ash with a nice find inside. Matt Fennell fought for it though underneath the boards. Matt Fennell winning that battle. Nice pass to Ivoroni. Puts it up from 3 again and is feeling it right now from three-point range. Able to get that second one down. And Mohawk slowly but surely running away with this game. Now a 17-point lead for Mohawk against the Niagara Knights, and a nice block shot by Jeff Hunt. Trayvon Ash trying to dance his way around Fennell and Sicatini there. Couldn't quite do so, forced to stay outside and throw from three-point range, but able to get a shot off himself from three-point range.
Trayvon Ash led the scoreboard for his team with 11 points in the first half.
Nice pass there to Niagara, but Jeff Hunt right there to block that shot.
He's pumped.
And right now, this Mohawk Mountaineers team is on a roll with 4 minutes and 2 seconds left in the third quarter of this game. Timeout being called by Niagara before number 35, Delroy Granson, makes his free throw shots. Trying to regroup is Niagara right now in this timeout.
Well, like we mentioned during the women's game, Kevin, this is the last 7 days that remains before the Christmas break for the OCAA League. And Mohawk is sitting at the top of the standings right now, but they're not the only ones up there. So again, they're in kind of the same position that the women's team were in terms of a big win is very much needed tonight. And the 2 undefeated teams on the men's side are also Fanshawe and Humber. So similar leagues.
Having a great season so far.
Absolutely.
Especially Humber with a clean record of 8-0. The one loss on Mohawk's record right now for both the men's and women's team was Humber in their first regular season game.
Right.
But since then, they've been on a roll.
After their back-to-back victories at Cambrian just over the weekend, the men's basketball team actually jumped from 15th to 10th in the Canadian rankings. So that puts them top 10, which is pretty impressive. And then, of course, you have Matt Fennell, who, like we mentioned earlier, #1 player in Canadian basketball of the college level right now.
Taking the top spot for the highest average scorer. An impressive feat made by one of our very own. As Delroy Granson makes his first at the line. And he makes his second. And interestingly enough, while the play is still going on, we see Taylor Dalhanic making his way, strolling his way out with a big limp down, seems like out of the Deep Arc Center here. Possibly sporting an injury. Maybe not seeing him for the rest of this game, which is unfortunate as he's been quite a big player for Mohawk defensively and offensively as well. Ivoroni confused with the call there. Wasn't too sure why the call was made. He felt like there was no push there, but nonetheless, he sent Lawrence McNeil to the line for 2. And McNeil makes his first. Makes his second. Patrick Ivoroni trying to use his speed right now. Pass it all the way to Jeff Hunt. Nice pass to Matt Sicutini. Decided to put it up there. Matt Sicutini getting his own rebound. Couldn't get anything to go there. Jeff Hunt, though, right off the very top of the glass there, rolling all the way down into the rim. And another close call with the cheerleaders there.
They're in the wrong seats tonight, I think. Or the right ones, depending on how they look at it, right?
Yeah, it depends where their mindset is. And Taylor Dalhanic back on the bench. I guess he just wanted to go for a little walk around, try to get used to that limp.
Stretch it out a bit. Well, I picked up my Movember bracelet in between games there, and you were actually out there checking out the photo booth. Oh, look, you have one too.
I do.
Twins.
They're nice.
Yeah, supporting Movember.com, changing the face of men's health. Proud to be doing so here at Mohawk College. They even had a photo booth set up out there.
Yeah, all donations made. If you made a donation, you got to be a part of that photo shoot, get a photo taken, especially if you had a nice little mustache rocking. So,
of course, you have to document that.
for sure. Matt Fennell trying to fight underneath the boards once again against Niagara, but to no avail, couldn't get a finish off. Trayvon Ash now with the ball for Niagara. And that 17-point lead has now been cut between Mohawk and Niagara. Mohawk now just leading by 11 points. Ivoroni throwing it up from 3-point range. Everybody on the bench standing up, hoping to get those 3 points. And Matt Fennell able to get that shot off finally, off the glass and in. Andrew Cicutini now getting the rebound, almost picked off there from Ivoroni. Nice cross-court pass all the way to Fennell, who finishes it off once again.
Just like that, Mohawk pulls ahead to a pretty hefty lead here.
And Niagara now inbounding now, number 4 with it, Tristan Broomfield. Nice pass all the way down to number 11, Tyrell Rogers. Number 4 putting it up from 3-point range, couldn't get it to go. Cicutini right there to pick up that rebound all the way down to Matt Fennell. Passes it back down to Ivoroni. Thought he was gonna go for 3 points there, but instead makes his way inside and finishes it strong. Some substitutions waiting in the wings for both teams. Kojo Afari getting ready to come in for the Mohawk Mountaineers. Matt Fennell was right there to try to block that shot. Nice rebound all the way down to Jeff Hunt. Nice pass to Matt Cicutini, who decided to put it up and got the shot off. Beautiful shot made by Matt Cicutini. Ivoroni now right in front of Ivoroni, stripping the ball away, making his way down to the other end of the floor and able to finish it off strong with 2 points. Beautiful layup by Mohawk there. Niagara trying to quickly transition back over. Matt Fennell, nice block shot. Tripped up a little bit, couldn't make his way back up in enough time to block that shot. Ivoroni slowing down play a little bit here with less than a minute left in the third quarter. Nice find inside to Cicutini, who's able to finish it strong. And after that layup made, you could see Niagara looking a little bit disappointed in themselves for this run. And Ivoroni got in the way there and forced the travel on Niagara, forcing the turnover as well. Jeff Hunt will now inbound to Matt Fennell. All the way back out to Matt Cicutini. To Matt Fennell from 3-point range, decided to put it up off the rim. Jeff Hunt right there to pick it back up though to Matt Cicutini, who throws it up from 3-point range and gets fouled. And he will get 3 shots at the line here as Taylor Dalhanick is still trying to stretch out that ankle that he injured earlier in this game. Brian Hursky stepping on the floor for Jeff Hunt as Matt Cicutini puts up his first and misses it. And he makes his second shot. It makes his third as well. Nice to see Matt Cicutini get some time on the floor tonight.
Yeah, like we mentioned, it's good for these rookies to get time on the floor. Get the in-game experience, feel the crowd out, and just get that team chemistry going.
And so far, so good for Matt Cicutini as Niagara forced a turnover. Sorry, Mohawk forced a turnover there. Got caught with the travel. Patrick Ivoroni now with it. Less than 10 seconds to go in this third quarter. Matt Fennell throwing it up from 3. Is able to get it to go. Sorry, 2 points. His foot must have been across the line there and almost got that shot off last second. Matt Fennell I thought it was from 3-point range, but last second I saw his foot across the line, unfortunately, but still.
Yeah, you saw him shaking his head a little bit as he was running down court. I think he kind of thought the same thing. Just about.
But right
just
now,
that three-pointer.
Mohawk in a commanding lead with 15 points.
They are running away with this one, but like we saw in the women's game, anything can happen in this fourth quarter, and the last thing they need to do is start getting cocky. They need to remain disciplined and really use this lead to their advantage, start working on some of their other plays, other defensive structures and whatnot.
And excuse my math, it's actually 25 points.
That's okay.
So
we don't have calculators here.
I got a 52
At the
in math
booth,
in grade 11, so I need a calculator at all times.
That's what iPhones and Siri are for.
It's true.
Get another look at the Mohawk cheerleading dance squad here.
Nice little dance moves there.
Very impressive crowd out at Mohawk College tonight. It's really making the hopes high for when the championship comes here.
Yeah, for sure, a full crowd. Hopefully we'll see even a bigger crowd for those championships, as I'm sure we'll have more seats available.
Absolutely.
As those games are here.
Well, a wonderful venue we have here at the David Braley Athletic and Recreation Center at Mohawk. Brand new facility, and the area in Hamilton is wonderful. Lots of guys on this Mohawk team from Hamilton and surrounding area, so all ready to support for these guys is outstanding.
Just goes to show how much homegrown talent there is right here in Hamilton. And a bonus about the D-Bark Center, there's a Booster Juice just outside.
There you go.
As we reset play here for the final quarter of this game. Mohawk trying to continue the momentum here that is in their favor against this team. Trayvon Ash making his way inside and able to get that shot to go, plus the bonus, as he will head to the line for a possible three-point play, starting off this fourth quarter in a way that Niagara was looking for. Trayvon Ash missing that shot. Kojo Afari jumped up high to get that rebound. Nice cross-court pass all the way from O.J. Watson, trying to make a play happen there. Picked off, though, by Niagara, trying to make something happen fast. Lamar Barr picked up that rebound, got fouled. Number 33 came in a little bit strong. Lawrence McNeil on Lamar Barr, got the foul. O.J. Watson will now inbound for the Mountaineers to Lamar Barr. Lamar Barr making his way down the floor to O.J. Watson. Nice perimeter defense, making his way around, though, was O.J. to his defender. Nice find inside to Matt Fennell. And that is the Matt Fennell we're used to seeing underneath in that paint. Laquan Hilton now for Niagara, trying to find his way inside. Finds Trayvon Ash from outside. Excuse me, number 11, Tyrell Rogers from outside. Couldn't get the shot to go. Inbound to Trayvon Ash. Matt Fennell all over him, though. Still able to get the shot off, though, even with Matt Fennell all over him. Lamar Barr now with the ball for his team, making his way down the floor. Lamar Barr seeing quite a bit of time tonight in this game against Niagara.
Yeah, another first year, similar to O.J. Watson, that they use games like this to get these guys on the court, get them ready to take over the team.
A little bit of a miscommunication there made by Mohawk. Niagara taking advantage there. Kojo Afari now with it for Mohawk. Back to O.J. Watson as he slows down the play a little bit here. Trying to find his way inside Matt Fennell. You see underneath the boards, nice pass to Matt Fennell, who finishes strong, even with two defenders on him. Ooh. Trayvon Ash.
Just a treat watching this guy play.
Especially now that we know he's one of the best in Canada.
Absolutely.
Trayvon Ash now with it. Puts up the shot, in and out. The 33 tried to get the ball at Brian Hersky, though, with the rebound. Lamar Barr got the pass, rolled off the fingertips, though, went out of bounds. Lamar Barr looked pretty disappointed there, but things happen. And Cicottini will head onto the floor for Matt Fennell. So we'll take a seat for a few moments to rest up for the rest of this game, I'm assuming. Trayvon Ash now with it from 3-point range. Couldn't get it to go. Cicutini grabs the ball there. Lamar Barr now with it. Oh, a nice picked off pass there by Niagara as he dives into the Sunbelt crowd in that area.
Should have warning signs up there.
At least it wasn't in the cheerleader.
Exactly. Well, it is interesting to see Matt Fennell being taken off the court here. It's nice to give other guys a chance to play, but at the same time, when you have that #1 in Canada player on your team, you want to give him all the court time that he can get in order to keep those stats up there. Because it does do a lot for the team's reputation to have him at the top of the charts like that.
Especially with the championships being hosted later on next year.
Absolutely.
Drawing a bigger crowd for the Hamilton area and for the championships as well, especially at Mohawk College. Brian Hersky now with it, trying to finish strong. Niagara's defense, though, up to par right now. Oh, layup almost made, but saved by number 35, Delroy Granson.
You got to give it to Niagara. Their energy is still remaining high right now, and they're still trying to get back into this game.
It seemed to be for a moment there that they were kind of being unconfident a little bit, but not showing any signs of that right now in this fourth quarter. As Cicutini faked that shot, got it to go and get the extra foul. Possible 3-point play for Andrew Cicutini. As Jeff Hunt will now come in for Brian Hersky of the Mountaineers. And Cicutini misses his first shot. Quite the energetic crowd tonight at Mohawk College.
For both sides, too.
Yeah. Number 7 trying to put it up there from 3-point range. Cicutini right there, though. Andrew Cicutini's been a big name in this game so far. And Kojo Afari.
Oh, yeah, he's a solid player. So reliable for Mohawk.
A little overzealous on that pass was Niagara. Went right out of bounds. Mohawk will gain possession.
Well, I guess when you think about it, Niagara's not too far from here, right? So
no, not at all.
Probably drawing a couple fans.
Jeff Hunt tried. Trayvon Ash with the ball from 3-point range, able to get it to go. OJ Watson, though, quickly with the transition to the other end. Tried to get the layup to go, but had quite a few defenders already waiting for him underneath the basket.
Not much you can do there.
And as you said, Matt Fennell now taking the floor for Lamar Barr for the final 6 minutes and 2 seconds left in this fourth quarter. And some substitutions being made for Niagara as well. Mohawk still with that commanding lead of 20 points. Yes, 20 points. Just making sure there.
Still looking for that calculator over here.
Jeff Hunt, nice inbound to Cicutini, right back to Jeff Hunt. Tried to find Cicutini. Foul being called on Niagara once again. Jeff Hunt will inbound. Tried to pass it to Cicutini. OJ Watson picking it up though. Saving that ball. Jeff Hunt right there. Matt Fennell right there underneath the board. Right underneath the boards where he's at home, is able to finish it off. Niagara now with the ball, stripped away from Cicutini. Foul being called on Cicutini. Number 14 at the line, Levi Makuna for the Niagara Knights. He misses his first. But he makes his second. And free throw shooting, once again, a big difference in this game, especially from that first half and once again in the second second half as well.
If I coach a basketball team, Kevin, first thing I do, free throws all day. If I ever coach it.
I can see you coaching.
It's a career option.
At some point. Stripped away by Kojo Afari from Niagara. Jeff Hunt and O.J. Watson heading down the floor together. O.J. Watson, nice floater right over the defender from Niagara. He looked a little dazed and confused after that play. Trayvon Ash from the other end, though. Three-point range, number 35. Trying to fight Kojo Afari and Andrew Sicatini underneath the boards. Won that battle. Got that 2 points he was looking for. O.J. Watson now with it. Nice dance around with the defender there, Trayvon Ash. Kojo Afari making his way inside. But a nice block by Niagara. Take another look here of that block on Kojo Afari.
Ooh.
Right out of his hands.
He got all of that one.
Telroy Granson. Andrew Sicatini passing it to O.J. Watson. Kojo Afari to Jeff Hunt. Nice find inside of Sicatini. Back out to O.J. who puts it up for three. Couldn't get it to go. Matt Fennell right there, though, for the save. Three hands touched that ball going into that net. I don't know who got that one, but either way.
However it gets in, it works. It counts.
Tristan Broomfield with it now for Niagara. Stripped away. Loose ball. Broomfield able to pick it up at half court. Only 8 seconds left to work with on the shot clock for Niagara. Nice dance around the defender and beautiful finish by Mark Lamos there for Niagara. O.J. Watson now with it as well. 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter. And I'm going to go out on a limb here and say Mohawk is 7-1 right now in the regular season.
I'm thinking that's a pretty safe bet right now. But we didn't expect anything less of this very talented, very deep Mohawk men's team.
Sicatini tried to put up a three there, couldn't get enough behind that. Number 14 tried to get the floater to go off the rim. Niagara still has possession. Delroy Granson throwing it in. Cross-court pass there, almost stepped over the half-point line there. Almost a backcourt violation. Beautiful floater, couldn't get it to go. Patrick Ivoroni telling his team to slow down the play a little bit, relax. They have quite the commanding lead in this game. Jeff Hunt, nice find to Sicatini, back out to O.J. Watson, to Ivoroni, puts it up for three. Was able to get it to go. Ivoroni's had that touch tonight from three-point range. Number 14, Levi Makuna with it now for Niagara. And slipped out of the hands of number 3, who dives for it. Oh, a little bit of a miscommunicate. Some tempers flaring a little bit on the court here between these two teams, which
all teammates stepping in before they let someone lunge at Matt Fennell. He's laughing it off, though.
Yeah, no worries.
Well, a great way to end the first half of their season for the Mohawk men. I mean, really, they got to be happy going into the Christmas break with this outcome.
7-1, and every single time they stepped on the floor, they had a commanding win nearly every single time.
And when I talked to the head coach of the women's team, Kevin Duffy, you know, I asked him, is this break something that could hurt you guys or work for you guys? Because when you're on a streak like this, like the men's and women's team are, you almost don't want to cut that break in half and kind of ruin your momentum, right? Mm-hmm. Coach Duffy says that for the women, it's going to be great because they need to start healing.
Some injuries,
for the men, though, could it maybe work the other way? That's something they need to be a bit worried about, maybe.
Something definitely to look out for in the second semester.
I'm sure they'll have some training dates over the Christmas break. I mean,
especially after all
hardworking
that
athletes,
food. Yeah.
All those turkey dinners and cookies.
And cheesecake. You gotta have cheesecake over the holidays.
Oh yeah? That's your go-to?
It isn't the holidays without cheesecake.
I like the sounds of that.
Sikatini now with it underneath the boards. Matt Fennell rolled off the fingertips there. And an injury on the floor for Niagara, sporting his ankle.
Kelsey, our Mohawk trainer, is out there. She does an amazing job. I suffered an awful injury at the beginning of the soccer season this year. Kind of the same thing, ankle injury. I was out, still can't exercise, and she's been wonderful. The whole Mohawk training program is absolutely great. Physio every day, there for all of the varsity athletes, and really become part of the teams. They travel with the teams. They're there for all the home games, all the away games, and they put in a lot of time, effort, and skill into their job, and they do a great job.
Which is very useful, especially in moments like this where it seems to be his calf. Therapist holding onto his calf and ankle quite a bit. Hopefully he's okay and he can make his way back up. And in these moments, as he's slowly making his way back up with the help of head coach from the Niagara Knights, as the crowd cheers and claps in appreciation and
Doesn't
respect.
look like he can put any pressure on it, but
Just an unfortunate injury.
yeah, you know, those happen when you're going up around the basket like that. You don't know which foot, leg, arm, whatever you're coming down on, right?
Definitely.
But the game will go on.
And in those moments, we see Matt Sikutini heading on the floor, and your choice for the Mo of the night, Yosef
There it
Malakandov,
The Mo in action.
finally
I asked
making an
him.
appearance.
I said, are we going to see the Mo in action? And he promised. Good to see him delivering on that promise.
And Yosef Malakandov is a great, not only point guard and fast point guard for the Mountaineers, but he's also a great three-point shooter as well. And we'll see if he can throw up some. He always ends up throwing one up, at least, trying to make one go. And Niagara quickly coming out from that with 2 points on the board. Yosef Malakandov now with it. Nice go-around move with the ball from
Looking
Yosef.
very composed, yeah.
Andrew Sikutini now with it to his brother Matt. Back out to Yosef Malakandov. Thought he was going to go for the three there, but instead passes inside to Matt Fennell. Number 5 now with the ball for Niagara. Back to Trayvon Ash. Tries to make his way inside. Fake the shot, try to draw the foul, and did. And he will head to the line for 2 off of Jeff Hunt. And some substitutions heading on the floor here for Mohawk. Brian Hersky and Coach Wafari stepping in for Matt Fennell and Andrew Sikutini.
Brian Jonker is looking very happy with the performance of those two tonight.
As Trayvon makes his first shot. Mohawk still with a commanding lead, 103-79 in this game. As Trayvon makes his second, Jeff Hunt inbounding to Yosef Malakandov. Matt Sikutini with it now, trying to find his way around. Got tripped up a little bit there to Brian Hersky, who's making his way inside. And a foul being called on Niagara that sends Brian Hersky to the line for 2. And he misses his first shot. And he makes his second, to the delightment of this crowd. Number 3 with the ball now for Niagara, back to Trayvon Ash. Matt Sikutini right there though. Number 4 now with it, Tristan Broomfield for Niagara. Back to Trayvon Ash, only 8 seconds to work with left on the shot clock. Has to put something up here. Try to put up a three-pointer, but Kojo Afari right there to pick up the rebound. Went out of bounds, but Yosef Malakonda up there to pick up the ball. Back to Jeff Hunt from three-point range, decided to cut inside and drew the charging foul, giving possession to Niagara. And Lamar Barr will now step once again back into the game for Jeff Hunt. Tristan Broomfield now passing it to Mark Lemos. 1:30 left in this fourth quarter of action in this game. Trayvon Ash finding his way inside. Matt Zicatini picks up the loose ball. Throws it to Brian Hersky, passes it to Lamar Barr. Trying to double up on the defense there. Got a hand on it, did Trayvon. But in the process, drew the foul and will send Lamar Barr to the line for 2. And he misses his first. But he makes his second. Mark Lemos with the ball now for Niagara. Back to Trayvon Ash. And Yosef Malakandov strips away the ball, picks up the loose ball as well. Back out to Kojo Afari, who steps out of bounds with the ball. These guys are fast, but sometimes they're a little bit too fast.
Yeah, I think he overran that one a little bit.
Now with the final moments winding down in this game. Back in the women's game, we saw an exciting finish with a close score line. Not so much in this game, though. Quite the big lead does Mohawk have with 25 points.
Yeah, they definitely came in with the intention of finishing off strong, and they did just that tonight, executing all aspects on the court.
Started off a bit slow in the beginning, but built it up in the end,
Yeah,
which is something.
That's something we talked about right off the start. Coach Brian Jonkers was saying, you know, they really got to work on getting their level of play right up the energy, you know, right at the start, and it comes from the warm-up.
Keeping them consistent all the way through, through each quarter.
Because when you're going up against teams like Fanshawe and Humber, they're not going to give you the first quarter to warm up.
Oh, for sure. Mark Lemos makes his second. Yosef Malakandov quickly heading back down the floor along with Lamar Barr, and Matt Zicatini throws it up from three-point range and is able to get it to go, much to the enjoyment of the Mountaineers bench. Mark Lemos cutting his way inside. Nice finish, off balance by Mark Lemos for the Niagara Knights here. Matt Zicatini, nice pass all the way to Yosef Malakandov, who will hold it on for the last 10 seconds of this game.
Successful night for both the men's and women's Mountaineer basketball teams. 2 wins.
And they're both 7-1 now in the regular season. A great showing by both teams, especially Matt Fennell, Zicatini, Ivaroni, everyone contributing tonight for the Mohawk Mountaineers, and a great show of respect here from the handshake line between both teams. And we'll take a look at some of the action from this game. That beautiful alley-oop by O.J. Watson there.
That was a great one. The crowd definitely loved that one.
Jeff Hunt from three-point range made the big difference as well. And Matt Matt Cicutini, brother of Andrew Cicutini. We saw a lot of players tonight from the bench take a lot of time on the floor tonight.
Yeah, and he really did well. And of course, Matt Fennell underneath the basket there. Can't go wrong with that. Another drive by O.J. Simpson, another first year on the team who's doing really well.
Coach Wafari, great defense from both teams, but Mohawk getting the edge tonight with a 108-84 victory in this game.
Well, there's a look back at the 2 amazing wins we saw tonight on behalf of myself, Kevin, and everyone here from Mohawk College. Thanks so much for tuning in. Have yourselves a great night.